Hi everyone, I am Paridhi. Today we are talking about the ADAT exam, which is basically used for Canadian dental pathway and also for the US. Some of the universities for US DDS admissions also likes to see the ADAT scores, and otherwise ADAT is usually used for MS programs for the US. So today we have Dr. Stuti Kedia with us. She is a MDS endodontics from India, and she's currently a student at Dalhousie University, Canada. And she will be talking about ADAT exam in detail for us, so that we get a better understanding around the exam and also the structure of the exam and what are the resources and when is the best time to take the exam. Welcome, Dr. Stuti, and thank you for doing this video for with me to talk about the ADAT exam.
Thank you so much, Paridhi, for having me today. I hope with this video we can clarify some of the doubts students have regarding taking the ADAT because still there is a lot of gray areas. Hopefully, with this, we can clear some gray areas. So, yeah, let's get started with that. So, hello everyone. I am Stuti Kedia. Currently, I'm a DDS student, as Paridhi already mentioned. With this video, we are just going to throw some light on ADAT, mostly for Canadian dental pathway. And as Paridhi has already mentioned, it also can be used for the USA admissions to enhance your profile. So this exam is actually a graduate exam, and the ADAT stands for Advanced Dental Admission Test. So once students have completed their DDS, that is when they normally take it for their MSc programs in USA. But in Canada, this is a basic requirement for internationally trained dentists to appear for this exam, and with this score they can apply to Canadian universities. Previously universities were accepting AFK scores, but there has been a total shift in terms of the exam, and now all the universities are only and only accepting your ADAT scores. But the USA students, how they can use this particularly to make this application stronger for those students who have their GPA which is lower, or they have had like a long gap between their graduation and now, or when they have taken multiple attempts in their INBD. They can also take this exam to boost their profile. Some universities consider it, some might not, but that definitely Paridhi will help you better. But I'm here to talk about more about the Canadian pathway and a brief about the ADAT exam in general. So ADAT, you can take it anytime between March to August, and it is divided into three sections, which is section one will majorly be covering your biomedical sciences. It covers all the human basic sciences that we have done in our dental school previously. Clinical science is mostly the application of our clinical knowledge into into the questions that is asked in ADAT. And ADAT will not ask a lot about like direct questions. What they want to ask you is the concept that you have and the application of those concepts in the questions. So it is very important to be thorough with your basic knowledge. Apart from that, there is section 3, which is on data and research, and then it is all about biostatistics. Because of this particular section, ADAT becomes a little different than a regular AFK or INBD, and that is why a lot of gray zone in terms of these exams. So this is the overview of the exam, Paridhi, and we can have like more questions solved as we go.
Right. So you've already talked about how it's different from INBD and AFK. In terms
Right.
of preparation, how do you recommend people to prepare? What are the resources which people should look into when they prepare for this exam?
Okay, so I will divide this ADAT resources into two parts. First, I will discuss about what was the resources that I use, and then we can talk about the resources that are available for all the test takers. Okay,
Mhm.
so personally, what I used for ADAT was I kept my main book to be first aid for both basic science and clinical science. I had no previous knowledge in terms of the different competitive exams here in Canada because I've only taken ADAT and I did not enroll myself with any coaching, and I graduated long back. So I had a long gap. And that's why I needed to have one solid book which was my main book, and then I supplemented it with my own notes with questions and everything else. So first aid was my main book, both part 1 and part 2. And I also use a question answer bank to solve questions. Once that was done, I supplemented it with Mosby. Mosby helped me because so when you read first aid, you will realize that basic science is amazing, but clinical science may not be that helpful in terms of your section 2 of this exam. So that needed some supplementation, and for me Mosby helped. And I also used a question answer for the explanation which was missing in first aid. I used Mosby. Mosby had everything mentioned point wise, so I did not really waste my time in reading everything in details. Just the points that I needed to strengthen my scores, I mean my knowledge about, I used Mosby for that particularly. Apart from that, what I recommend students most of the time is, if you are an AFK taker, then you already have a very solid clinical knowledge. That is very helpful in your ADAT. And if you have taken INBD as well, that is also going to help you in terms of your clinical knowledge. So if somebody has taken INBD, they already have subscriptions to boot camp or booster or other resources. It helps them in this clinical section a lot. If somebody has taken AFK, that preparation will definitely help them in the clinical section. But where students tend to miss out majorly is the basic science and biostatistics. For biostatistics, there is no one resource that can be used. I used a lot of YouTube videos because this was a completely new subject for me, and the knowledge that was tested in ADAT is like a little high level than the basic level that we have read back in school. So, and the conceptual questions that are asked can actually leave you like all puzzled up. So you have to keep your concepts very very clear. And I talk about this a lot, contrary to the popular belief that biostatistics will pull your scores down. I think if you can understand the topic well, it is
Mhm.
only going to increase your score higher, and it will be definitely be reflected. So do not neglect biostatistics. If you have appeared for other exams, your clinical science is done, biomedical will still be okay, but please focus more on biostatistics as it is going to increase your overall score. And in general, these were the resources that I used, but what is available to everyone has been mentioned here. So there are a
Mhm.
lot of free resources that are available for a lot for students. There are some paid subscriptions as well. It depends upon you, but these are some of the resources that have been mentioned. So whoever is taking the test, I strongly recommend them to go through the ADA official practice test, as this will give you an idea of what the real exam is going to be like.
Mhm.
50 questions in the practice test, the exam is somewhat like that. Exact. It's somewhat like that in terms of the question and the kind of questions that they're asking and the concepts that they're checking. Apart from that, a lot of people vouch for ADAT knockout because this has been ongoing for long term. It's a paid thing, but they have over 1,000 questions. That is also ADAT related. There's a myth that with just ADAT knockout you can excel in this exam. That's not true. It's like this: more you practice, more you improve in terms of your concept and your foundation, and you score better. So
Mhm.
I always recommend students to supplement it with more and more questions and more question practices. So again, it has been mentioned here, there is Quizlet, there is Examify, there is stuff, there's a lot of online resources.
Mhm.
I will share some more resources for our students here. So there are active group on Reddit that discusses question. We also have a WhatsApp group where we openly and actively discuss questions and solve doubts. There is Crack ADAT. I will not comment on that. It is up to you if you want to use it or not. You can also try their free questions if you like that. You take the subscription for at a cost. If you don't like it, there are multiple resources, but these are the resources that are available for most of the students who are appearing for ADAT.
Okay. Uh, how long is the exam, and how much time do they give for each section in the exam?
Questions are 80, 80, 40. Section 1, that is biomedical science, 80 questions. Section 2, that is clinical science, 80 questions. Then we have Biostatistics, section 3, it is 40 questions. In
Mhm.
terms of our time, I believe basic science will be given 80 minutes. Second section will be given 90 minutes. And then for the third section, we have 45 minutes.
Okay.
And you have like 10 minutes break in between.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Okay.
but once you enter the examination hall, you cannot go back and read your books. It's just a break for you to just refresh in or eat something and then just come back. That's it.
Okay. Mhm.
So overall, I the total exam is 2 hours 45 minutes.
Okay. My next question would be that uh, what are the number of attempts you can give in ADAT, and like how, if at all, in your first attempt you didn't score as well, what is your recommendation that when should you take your second attempt, and like what should you change in your strategy?
So according to ADA website, if this is my first application year or if I'm appearing for ADAT for the first time, for my first year I can take it 2 times. Okay, but in the subsequent years, you can only take it once. But if you have any rejection letter from any university, you can upload it. Maybe in the subsequent years as well, you can take it 2 times, but not more than that. So you have to have any rejection letter or anything corresponding to it, that why you need to retake the test. If you have any solid reason of taking it, then you are allowed to take it. So in terms of that, I believe ADA is pretty flexible, and and universities also are pretty flexible in terms of that, especially Canadian universities. They have also mentioned it on their website. So University of Alberta have it mentioned on their website, University of Dalhousie have it mentioned in their website, that they do not look at the number of attempts that students take, they always look at the maximum score. And if you're increasing your score every attempt, that's going to be working in your favor.
Right.
So I always recommend, if you have taken it once, please ensure the next time you're taking it, you have a better knowledge of the test. Try to improve your score as much as you can, because that really counts more than the number of attempts. So it's not about the number of attempts, it's about improving your score with every attempt. And as from ADA's point of view, you cannot take it more than once, twice in a year.
Mhm. Okay, and now the controversial question: what is a good score on ADAT?
Okay, so that is a very good question. So if this interview was happening last year, my score would have been different. But now we are here and the scores are improving day by day because more test takers are there, especially with the Canadian dental scenario changing completely. So everyone is taking ADAT, and that's how the total number of applications are increasing. The highest scores are increasing, the percentiles are going down. My score was 600. Back in 2024, my percentile was 93. But if we look at the percentile for this year, my scores percentile has gone down to 87. Okay.
Mhm.
So for Canadian universities, particularly, I would say anything above 620 will put you in a better spot.
Mhm.
Last year it was 600, but for this application cycle, anything above 620 with a solid GPA, you have a better chance.
Okay.
Universities, they release their statistics every year, and McGill definitely requires a very high ADAT score. So does UFT, provided you also have a great GPA. Dalhousie, Alberta, I mean, all of these schools, they look at a good ADAT scores. So for Canadian universities particularly, if you have a good ADAT score, your chances of getting an interview invitation increases like fivefold as compared to somebody who does not have a good ADAT score.
Mhm.
So I cannot say somebody with a bad ADAT score can still be invited provided that they have a good GPA. It does not work like that for Canadian universities. You definitely need to have a good ADAT score, and then they consider at other factors.
Okay. So what do you suggest, that how should students study for this exam? Like what should they focus on? How should they divide their time?
Yeah, so I mean, this is a very important question because even the group that we have and students, they always have this doubt as to how much time do they need to study for, how many hours do they need to dedicate. Some students are working, some have a family, some are new mothers, some are new parents. So, yeah, it is not like preparation for ADAT is one size fits all. It depends upon your situation, the knowledge that you have, and if you have appeared for any exams recently, as in like if you have appeared for AFK recently or INVD recently, then maybe your preparation time will differ from somebody like me who did not appear for any test previously and it was their first attempt. But in general, what I can say is something of, if you are a first time ADAT taker, then 6 months on an average, you have to dedicate 3 4 hours in the initial few months, say like first 2 months, and following that, you have to dedicate more and more hours and more practice. If you want, I can definitely share my study plan with everyone. That might help students, but it depends upon, yeah, how your personal life is. If you're working, it might change. But 6 months on an average, and I would say 3 to 4 years daily basis is required.
Okay, so Dr. Stuti, would you be able to suggest some study strategies for ADAT?
Yes, so again, ADAT is not a very straightforward exam in terms of they have a tendency to confuse the test takers with like two similar answers that you will be confused and puzzled in the day. Oh, this is also correct, that is also correct. So, my recommendation is to ensure that your basic is clear, that you're not mugging up blindly, you are understanding the concept well, and you're able to apply that concept in the questions that they're asking. ADAT also has a tendency of not asking questions like straight away from one topic. They tend to mix topics together. So you can expect a question from oral pathology, pharmacology, all combined. So so that way you have to ensure that you have thorough knowledge of all these subjects. And because it's such a vast area of the knowledge that you are incorporating, and the syllabus is vast, you have to retain all of that. I always recommend people to revise more and more, to always leave at least last couple of months in just revising what you have learned previously, because there will be a lot of questions in the exam that you will know, yes, I know it, but when it comes to answering that, you might forget. So like thorough revision is important. Apart from that, what I suggest is please solve more and more MCQs, ADAT related MCQs. I will not recommend you to solve AFK related MCQs for ADAT. That is not going to help. You have to find resources that are posing questions which is ADAT, that is high yield ADAT topics, that is going to help you. So solve more and more MCQs on a regular basis to understand what kind of questions are expected in the exam, so you are not left bewildered when you're taking up this exam. So that's why I say exam like practice is very important. And yes, you have to prepare like a mind map or something that focuses on these topics, like your weaker areas, and you can focus on those topics. What I personally did was, if I was coming across any topic which seemed very confusing or that needed more and more revision, I took a picture of that on my phone. I created a folder, and if I was like in my free time, instead of like browsing through Instagram or shopping, I used to look at those pictures. That helped me reinforce my knowledge on that particular topic. I suggest students to do that as well. That definitely helps. So yeah, these are some of the study strategies that I used and it worked for me. Maybe if you use it for you, it might work for you as well.
Mhm. Right. Okay. And so just to end it now, what would
Yeah.
be your some quick tips for the ADAT exam if somebody has to take it tomorrow? What do they focus on?
Revision, first and foremost, very important. Please revise. The syllabus is vast. You don't want to read something today, and then when the exam asks you that question, I don't want you to forget about it because you have read it. You already know it. All you need to do is revise. So, please, thorough revision is very important. Second thing that I recommend specifically for ADAT is biostatistics can help you score higher. So please do not neglect biostatistics. You know your biomedical sciences, you know your clinical sciences, but if you know your statistics also, it can help you fetch more marks. Other than that, just it's a tricky exam. Read your portion well, before the exam, please stay calm. It can test you, like mentally, it can be taxing and very exhausting, but please, it's a very short exam. It's not like INBDA or AFK that goes on for hours and hours. It's just 2.5 hours. So ensure that for those 2.5 hours, you have a clear mindset. You are going with a lot of comfort and calmness, and you are able to take this test properly. And there will be a lot of logical reasoning and critical thinking and very conceptual questions that you have to use your brain. So stay calm before the exam, revise thoroughly, practice questions. And yeah, I think that is some of the important tips that I can give from my end after having been taken this exam for myself last year. It worked for me. Hopefully, these strategies can work for you as well. But if you have any questions regarding this exam or any tips, or if you want my study plan, or if you have any questions, you can always reach out to me or Paridhi and we'll be able to help you out. So, yeah, that
Yeah,
was
I'll
much
put
my.
your email in the description for the video so that if anyone wants to reach out to you, they can reach out directly. And I can also, if you're okay with it, I can also share your WhatsApp group link in the
Yes,
description.
absolutely. We have pretty
And
active members in there.
yeah,
And
and it would, whoever is planning to take ADAT, I think Dr. Stuti would be a good mentor for you. She can help you out with strategizing your study plan and work around it, understand your weaknesses. The first things you need to identify your weak areas. So that is the most important thing. That firstly you should be able to recognize where you need to put in work and effort, and
Mhm.
that should be the starting point for anyone if you want to take these exams. Thank you, Dr. Stuti, for your time. You are taking out time to help people study for their ADAT exams. That is commendable. You're taking out time with your school. I know it is hard because I am also doing the same thing. And
Absolutely,
yes,
yeah.
it does get taxing a lot of times, but we are here for, we are here to help people out. And I hope that that people who take ADAT and they ultimately get where they want to be, whether they want to be in the US or Canada, they ultimately get to achieve their dreams. Thank you so much for your time, Dr. Stuti.
Yeah, thank you so much. This is just our way of giving back to the community. Probably Praridhi with you, your active group, my active group, this is what we are doing.
Yes.
Giving back to our community. Yeah. But thank you so much for having me, Paridhi. Hopefully, this video will be helping a lot more students. And yeah, if there are any questions, you can always reach out to us. Thank you so much.
Thank you.